interest rates govern everything. And if there were a way to short 30-year bonds and own the S&P for 30 years, I would give you enormous odds that the S&P is going to beat 30-year bonds. Now, we've had this period of extended long-term low rates, not only here, but around the world, and now it looks like we're not going to jack them up very fast. So we may be in a new world, the world that Japan entered back in 1990, and if so, stocks will, when we look back on it, will look very cheap. But, you know, this has not been the history of the United States to have these continued low interest rates. So,
okay, people, it's time to rip off this proverbial band-aid. The reality of the situation is that a stock market crash is not only imminent, but it has already begun. In this very first part of the year, we're seeing turmoil in the markets with numbers that do not look good at all. With the Fed preparing to take certain actions, the stock market has already begun to react negatively. And what that means is that every day that goes by, you might be losing money just off the general fear and hype. But I don't want to lose money, is what you're probably screaming right now. And yes, I know that. That's why this video exists, to make sure you not only protect your funds, but you grow your money in the oncoming market crash. Today, we will be tapping into the wisdom of the Oracle of Omaha, a man dubbed the greatest investor of our time, to see how he advises us to navigate the tumultuous waters of a market crash. So, get yourselves ready as we dive into a juicy, informative video on Warren Buffett's advice on how to profit from a crash. Let's start with the basics. A stock market crash occurs when, due to a sudden drop in the markets, the gains made over the last few years are burnt. In a few weeks or days, even in a few hours or minutes, billions of capitalization are burned, and the price of many shares plummets to very low levels. We've seen this happen in the Wall Street crash of 1929, the Black Monday in 1987, the Nasdaq crash of 2000, the stock market crash of 2008, and most recently, the COVID-accelerated crash of 2020. Okay, before we go even further, I can almost hear your voices screaming at me through the screen demanding to know when the crash is coming and how long it will last. Yes, I see you people. The truth is, trying to predict the exact time of a market crash is a fool's errand. Warren Buffett himself says never to try and time the market as it's an unpredictable creature, so I won't even bother deciphering a date for that. What we know for a fact is this: inflation is at a 40-year high in the US economy. At 7%, it's far past that range that the Fed ideally likes to keep it at, and at those levels, it must be subdued. The likely result that will come out of this is that Jerome Powell and his board will increase interest rates. Don't be confused, I'll take you with me. To understand the full scope of the relationship between interest rates and inflation, watch this video on the card above. I talked about it in depth before. Yes, don't be lazy, just do it. It's vital information. But basically, when interest rates are low, it means the cost of borrowing money is low. That means a lot of people are incentivized to buy things, materials, or otherwise use borrowed money as the cost to do so is low. That's why when interest rates are as low as they have been over the past few years, there is a lot of economic activity. People buy houses, cars, stocks, you name it, as they can easily get loans at cheap prices. As you can suspect, with so much money flowing around with typically limited goods and services, the prices of things shoot up, and hence we have inflation. So, low interest rates typically raise inflation levels. That's how we have gotten to the state of affairs that we currently are at right now in the United States. Inversely, when inflation is as high as it is now, yes people, 7% is very high for an economy such as the United States, one way to lower the rate of inflation is to raise rates. When interest rates are raised, this slows down economic activity in a country as it becomes expensive to borrow money. This means that the goods price ratio becomes somewhat balanced and the rate of inflation is lowered. As I said, I went in on all of this in depth in a previous video on the channel. You might want to watch this after you are done with this one. With the current rates of inflation, it seems almost guaranteed that Powell and his board will raise rates. This is bad news for the stock market, as there will be less new money floating into it and tons of old money being cashed out. The typical reaction of the stock market is to dip, but in this case, it's likely to crash. In January alone, just off the news of a 7% inflation rate, we saw certain stocks dip heavily. Some meme stocks fell as much as 25% in a single month. What we are likely to see when the news of a hike is announced is likely to be off the wall. Get it? Like Wall Street? No? Okay. Anyway, this might sound scary, but it isn't. I'm here to relay some Buffett wisdom that will keep you making good money even as everything around you burns to the ground. Keep watching as I dive into some Oracle wisdom. Before I dive into the Oracle's wisdom, how about you dive into the description and click the link there to become a part of the Webull family. As a sign-on bonus, you will receive 2 free stocks. Warren Buffett is famous for saving expenses, so do so too by getting free stocks today. Now to the meaty part. The reason why you are already winning the financial race is that even before a crash even comes, you are here watching this video and learning how to prepare and benefit during hard times. That's the perspective that's needed. Battles are won before they start, and in the case of a market crash, it's the way you prepare in times like this that determines the forward trajectory. Successful investors like Warren Buffett don't only make money with the help of luck, continuous study is required to make money if markets collapse. This isn't a game of roulette, fellas, it's a game of preparation and knowledge. Warren Buffett is known to follow 3 rules in the event of a stock market crash that keep him profitable. Though somewhat generalized, if you apply them carefully, with respect to your portfolio and particular circumstance, you will be winning through the downtimes. Bear market who? Yeah, that's what you'll be singing all the way to the bank. Rule 1. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful.
If you have a temperament that when others are fearful, you're going to get scared yourself. You know, you are not going to make a lot of money in securities over time in all probability. People really, if they didn't look at quotations, but of course the whole world is urging them to look at quotations, and more than that, do something based on small changes in quotations. But if you didn't, think how much more rational, we've talked about it before, but think how much more rational investing in a farm is than the way many people buy stocks. If you buy a farm, do you get a quote next week? Do you get a quote next month? If you buy an apartment house, do you get a quote next week or month? No, you look at the apartment house or the farm and you say, I expected it to produce so many bushels of soybeans and corn, and if it does that, it meets my expectations. But they buy a stock and they think if it goes up, it's wonderful, and if it goes down, it's bad. We think just the opposite. When it goes down, we love it because we'll buy more, and if it goes up, it kills us to buy more.
Warren Buffett's first rule for preparing for a stock market crash is to be greedy when others are fearful. When the stock market crashes, most stocks plummet to the ground. Depending on the nature of the crash, some stocks fall 20 to 30%, some even more. For someone who is prepared, all this means is that you can get your desired stock at a 20 to 30% discount. When others are anticipating lows, you should be buying up the businesses that fit your investment criteria. Basically, behind the be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful mantra is a very simple piece of advice. Buy when everyone sells, then buy at low prices by betting everything on an increase that will inevitably take place in the long term. When the dominant trend is bearish, good deals can be made. Obviously, translating this advice into facts is not for everyone, and it takes good preparation and knowledge of the financial markets, but also of oneself to maintain control. More often than not, self-discipline that is forged before a crash is what can take you through. So yeah, Dave, buy right in the middle of the crash when everything is going at a bargain price. So long as you have done your research in the companies you are buying into, you will set yourself up for quite the profit margins in times to come. Looking at people who bought right in the heart of the 2020 stock market crash will give you an indication of how much can be made in downtimes. So do that, Dave. Do just that. The funny thing is, I don't even know a Dave, but there has to be one watching this video, right? Rule 2. Spend only and exclusively what you can lose. The second piece of advice that Warren Buffett gives to prepare for a possible market crash is spend only and exclusively what you can lose. This is a general rule of investing, but Warren Buffett says it becomes much more necessary to observe during a stock market crash. In times when people feel the urgent need to invest, or in times when they see the deal of a lifetime, the urge to borrow comes up and they buy stocks with borrowed money. Or sometimes they buy stocks with money that they can't afford to lose. For example, their only pool of life savings. When a market crash happens, all of a sudden, their entire lives are upheaved and are in jeopardy. It's not a wise card to play, Jennifer. Again, I don't know a Jennifer, but one has to be watching, right? Warren Buffett says this on the subject. It's crazy in my view to borrow money on securities. It's insane to risk what you have and need for something you don't really need. You will not be way happier if you double your net worth. But why does the Oracle of Omaha recommend spending only what you know you can lose? This advice is very useful in the phases preceding the market crash. There is nothing ethical and there is a lot of practicality. The debts made to invest must be repaid, and oftentimes quickly. However, depending on the severity of the crash, it may take too long for the crisis to end while the borrowed money is locked in, or worse yet, losing value. Borrowing to invest is therefore not sensible nor wise. This second piece of advice from Warren Buffett lends itself less towards money creation, but money securing. Either way, it's more money retained in your pocket. I mean, imagine if you had borrowed money to invest in the Japanese stock market before it crashed badly in the early 90s. You still would not have made that capital back to this date, and you would have a mountain of interest to deal with. In simpler terms, you'd be sashimi sushi. No, not funny? Okay, fine. Just don't invest what you can afford to lose, and life, coupled with a market crash, won't make fish plating out of you. Rule 3. Trade knowing that a crash will come, but not knowing when that crash will come, nor when it will end.
We have never said yes to something because we thought the economy was going to do well in the next year or 2 years, and we've never said no to anything because we were right in the middle of a panic even if the price was right.
All right, so you don't pay much attention to the dismal scientists then, I guess.
Well, I pay none in the sense of as a guideline to doing anything. It's entertainment. I mean, you know, it's like going to a variety show or something like that. But and I just don't know of any economist that actually has bought businesses successfully or done well in stocks. Paul Samuelson did. And you may know he was a big shareholder of Berkshire, but it's, you know, they make guesses, and there's so many variables. I mean, in the hard sciences, you know that, you know, if an apple falls from a tree, that it isn't going to change over the centuries because of anything or political developments or 400 other variables that go in. But when you get into economics, there's so many variables, and the truth is, you've got to expect good times and bad times in business. And if you were to buy an auto dealership and you're, you know, wherever you live locally, or a McDonald's franchise or anything like that, you wouldn't try and time the purchase. You'd try and make the right purchase at the right price, and you want to be sure you got a good business. But you wouldn't say, I'm going to buy it because growth this year is going to be 3% instead of 2.8% or something of the sort.
Buffett's third advice for preparing and profiting from a stock market crash is perhaps the most important. It ties in as the third leg to the trifecta of advice. He says that trade knowing that a crash will come, but not knowing when that crash will come or how long it will last. In other words, it's necessary to be aware that the market's bullish phase cannot be eternal, and collapses are part of normal stock market dynamics. But it's not possible to know when they might arrive. Because you are aware that a crash will come, you will handle your portfolio with a certain level of care. Also, you can save up cash reserves that you can utilize to buy when there is blood on the streets.
If you're going to do dumb things because your stock goes down, you shouldn't own a stock at all. No, I mean,
what are dumb things? Selling a stock?
Yeah, selling a stock because it goes down. I mean, if you buy your house at $20,000 and somebody comes along next day and says, I'll pay you 15, you don't sell it because the quote's 15. You look at the house or whatever it may be. But some people are not actually emotionally or psychologically fit to own stocks. But I think more of them would be if you get educated on what you're really buying, which is part of a business. And the longer you hold stocks, the less risky they become. Whereas the longer the maturity of a bond, the more risky it becomes.
Listen, people, market crashes do not benefit those who are quick to react negatively, nor do they benefit those who are ill prepared. Don't rush to sell your stocks because of the fear-mongering, but instead follow the guidelines that Warren Buffett has been pushing on us for years. In the right circumstance, a market crash is not something to fear, but an event to welcome, as you know that it will leave your portfolio in a much better place than it found it in. The 3 rules I listed to observe before and during a market crash are essential to observe in order to win your way through a market crash, according to the Omaha Guru. The reality of the market is that stock market crashes will always exist and can be a profit opportunity if you are well prepared for them. These are tried and tested strategies that have carried Warren Buffett's company, Berkshire, through tumultuous times, and decades later, it still stands as a solid empire. Maybe Dave, Jennifer, and you, yes you, will observe these rules, and in the case that we have a 2022 heavy market crash, you will not just sail through it, but you will welcome and relish in it, and potentially add some zeros to your net worth.